Hey everyone, my name's Amaya, and we're going to be talking about my dreams. And no, I'm not talking about the brain movies you have when you're unconscious. I'm talking about dream jobs. What I want to be when I grow up, when I become a real adult, you know, those kind of dreams. Now, I've always been the type of person that's had multiple dreams all their life, but I've been able to narrow it down to two, which was kind of part of the hardest thing about this entire project. I narrowed it down to voice acting and mixing mixing or being a mix engineer, specifically for music. Why? Why these careers? Well, for starters, I've always wanted to perform. I've always loved to perform. However, there's always been two things holding me back: stage fright and the very fact that I hate seeing myself on camera. I cannot stand it. I can't stand it. I don't like seeing it. I tried to get over it, this right here torture. So, what's a good in between? For me, I believe it's voice acting. Now, I have no problem with not being in the spotlight. So I've always known that I've wanted to be in the entertainment industry. However, I wanted to be behind the scenes. I wanted to be the kind of person that makes a big impact, but secretly. Now, how does that play in for music? Well, when I was in my very first year of college, I I had the opportunity to work on a song of my friends, and I spent literally all night mixing, and I didn't even know what I was doing. How is that so? Well, I was just I was just messing around with all the programs and the knobs and the features. I was kind of just trying stuff and see what worked, what didn't, and next thing I knew, it was 5 o'clock in the morning, and I fell in love with it. And since then, I have not been able to stop thinking about it. So here I am at Full Sail, trying to chase my dreams. Now, what does that entail? Because how am I going to achieve these things with no plan? Because I didn't have one. I'm 25 years old and I'm just now starting on what will be the rest of my life. I had no plan until now. See, my plan is starting off as far as voice acting, starting off with narrating, being a narrator for audiobooks, for commercials, any and everywhere. I will narrate. I do it all day, every day for free. So I might as well do it to get paid. But another avenue that I can go down that will literally and figuratively get me into the door of animation is Foley. Being a Foley artist, I had the opportunity to practice and will really learn about Foley when I had a class a few months ago, and I absolutely loved it. I fell in love with it, and I told myself that I can see myself doing this professionally for quite some time. So I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind um, starting my animation career in Foley. Now, as far as mixing, an avenue that I can go down that many, many other mixers have gone down is being a recording engineer first and then working my way into mixing. That is one way if I want to stick to music mixing, because like I said before, I don't have to stick to music. I could do animation, film, or even Foley mixing. The possibilities are endless, and shout out to Full Sail for giving me the tools needed to do these. Speaking of Full Sail education, do these jobs require formal education? No, they do not. So why am I here? Because I want to put my best foot forward. Because I have two kids and I want to be able to do this right, do this fairly quickly, and do this so that I can have a long lasting footprint on this earth. With that being said, if there's no official required background of schooling, what else could you do? Well, as long as you have any background in music, film, theater, even journalism, those all help specifically with becoming a voice actor in general. Um, I say specifically because I mentioned animation and narration. They're both forms of voice acting, so I'm just going to lump them all together. Now, as far as pay, this actually kind of surprised me with the national average pay in the US. All the research is done about the US. Um, Ranges anywhere from around 81,000 to $100,000 a year, which is actually pretty good for the average. I did not know that, and that gets me excited because that is a lot of money. I don't know if you know that, but it's a lot of money. Um, Aside from great pay, three other pros for narration or animation voice acting, let's just call it voice acting, is creative freedom. I don't know if you know this, but I love to be free. I don't like it when other people tell me what I can and can't do and how I can and can't get to point A to point B, from A to B, however you want to say it, whatever. Um, so creative freedom is very important for me, and obviously very important for other people because that is a very common pro that I've heard other artists, oh, excuse me, gosh, um, voice actor, narrator, you name it, whatever. Um, the second pro is you get to express yourself however you need to in order to get the job done. And like I said before, I've worked in stuffy, boring, stickler jobs and I hate it. I'm not that kind of person. Mm-mm. I need to be able to be silly, be loud or quiet or dramatic. I need that. That's my personality. These might not be the pros for you, but we're not talking about you. We're talking about me. Last pro for voice acting in general is the opportunity to work from home. I don't want to get crucified, but thanks to COVID, a lot more work from home opportunities have arisen, and I'm not mad at it. And they are here to stay because people realize I don't have to spend thousands of dollars on plane tickets or gas to get to a location when I can just do it at home. And I love being at home, so that's a double, triple, quadruple pro for me. And all this sweet talk, we gotta talk about the bad. You can't get the good without the bad. So as far as vo- voice animation, oh my god, I'm tired. It is 5 o'clock in the morning. I have not slept anyways. As far as voice acting goes, the cons: work is scarce, it's highly competitive, and this is a con for some people, not for me. It could be lonely. I was trying to articulate it, but it can be lonely. You're not always bouncing off and conversing with co-stars in real time. Sorry, microphone. You're not, especially if you're working from home. It's you and your computer and your agent or something on the phone. It's not many people. And for some actors who are used to acting with co-stars. That's hard for them, not for me, but for them. Um, Another con that kind of goes into spotty work is spotty pay. You're gonna have days, weeks, months, possibly even years where you're not going to be able to have an abundance of work. So without an abundance of work, there's a lack of abundance of pay. However, if you are a freelance independent contractor, you set your own rules, make your own pay. So it's up to you. And that's what I plan to do. If I haven't said already, all of this is going to be based off of my path and what I want to do. And I plan on being a freelancer, independent contractor, business owner, whatever you name it. I do not want to work for nobody else ever again in my life if I don't have to. Not saying that I won't, but that's my preference. I do not want to have to work for somebody. Now, Foley, as fun as it is, it's not the best paying as far as the options that I have presented to you. Foley is actually at the bottom of the list of annual salary at 51,000, averaging about 51,000 a year. Am I saying that I won't do it? No, I'm not saying that, because Foley is really fun. However, to be honest, I won't be complaining about that. It's not as much as the other three, but it's not bad. It's a lot more than what I was getting paid as a medical assistant in Washington State. So if I took that money, 51,000 a year, and applied it to a state that was less expensive, I could be eating like a king. But that's neither here nor there. That's a whole nother story. Anyways, skills for Foley artistry, just like all the other paths I set out, like I said before, that does not require formal education. However, it looks good on your resume. It looks good to employers. But what looks even better is the ability to pay attention to detail. The little things matter. Keep that in mind. The little things matter. Now, as fun as Foley is, they do have cons. Unfortunately, Foley, for some people, is a dying art because not everyone appreciates Foley. Everyone wants everything to be digitalized, and technology is here, AI is here. Just get technology to do it. But if you're anything like me, real live sounds have nothing on digital. Come on. Another con for Foley is the fact that it could be dangerous. It's not an easy job physical wise at all, because you're always moving, you're lifting, you're walking, you could be sloshing heavy buckets of water. I don't know, but it's not a easy job physically. So, and sometimes you could get hurt with any physically laboring job. You could get hurt. So, gotta be careful. And the last con I kind of snuck it into the other two, was that everything's getting digitalized. So, work is scarce. The type of Foley that is asked for is different now than it was before, because everything is online, everything is digital, everything is technology. But a few pros that I haven't mentioned before is that you are able to become a member, a part, a small cog in a complete machine of awesomeness. You're able to be a piece of a production that's possibly great. You can look back and say, I did that. I was a piece of that. I helped out with that. And for me, that's more than enough. And if I haven't said it before, you do not have to work with a lot of people in Foley. Maybe up to 5 people at a time, but not many people. And I love that. I love that. And last but not least, as far as career profile for mixed engineering, the pay is the creme de la creme. It is amazing at $75,000 to $120,000 on average for the US dollar. And yes, I did all my salary pulling from ZipRecruiter. To me, they're a pretty reliable source because they update their website constantly. Um, anyways, enough gloating. As far as skills, one skill, aside from being able to actually use the tools necessary to do your job, a good mix engineer is observant not only to the music but to the clients as well, knowing what they like, what they don't like, what kind of feels they're going for, their lingo, how they describe things, all that, all the little things add up, and they are very important in being a good engineer that lasts in this industry, because like the other industries, it's competitive. It's competitive. Not to mention you get a slow start. It might be years, it might be a couple of decades before you make real money, the big bucks. It will take some time. So, why do it? Well, like I said before, you're able to be a part of something potentially great. And if it is great, you can look back and say, I did that. I was a part of that. Whether you see my work as minute or glorious, it doesn't matter because I was a part of that. That is why. And who doesn't want to listen to music all day? Like, that is the dream. Your job is to listen to music and make sure it's great. What? Who wouldn't want that job? I don't know about you, but that is my, of course, that's my dream job. That's why we're talking about it. Anyways, um, one last con for mixing is the fact that you might have to move. That is the biggest hurdle that I've been having to come to grips with, is I might have to move states. I've never lived out of state. That is something scary, but luckily I have a partner, I have a husband, and I have family, and I have options. Not everyone has options, and not everyone has support. Not everyone has family, not everyone has friends. Um, so that's scary. That's very scary, and that could be a very big con for a lot of people. Now, why am I showing you the renowned James Earl Jones? Because in all the research that I did, I chose 4 articles and interviews that I stumbled upon, and I wanted to share them with you and why I found them important. The first being an article done many moons ago about the renowned James Earl Jones. And the reason why this article stood out to me so much is because I learned that he used to have a pretty thick speech impediment. He used to have a really bad stutter, and he overcame it. Like, I never knew, I would have never known, but he was able to overcome it. He was able to overcome his shortcomings and be a wonderful, a great actor that will be known for many, many, many generations to come. He he's amazing, and that's so inspiring. Now the next one, um, I threw this one in here because it's funny to me. Um, I didn't know who this man was, Mr. Joe Weldon. I didn't know his name, didn't know his face, but I knew his voice, and it was weird because it felt nostalgic and it felt comforting, and I was baffled until I found out why. This man has done hundreds of commercials. One's for Ford, for Toyota, for Carl's Jr., Hardee's. He's done so many commercials. I know this man's voice, and it's alarming to know someone without even knowing their name or their face. It's weird, but it's awesome at the same time, and that's why I wanted to show you this article. Now, the third article I wanted to show you is one with Tara Bloom, hosted by Daniel Tosh from the Tosh.0 show. I threw this one in here because it gave me a newfound respect for film and a huge respect for Foley artists, because I did not know the extent of lack of sound film has before it reaches Foley, before it reaches post production. There's practically any sound, and I I respect her work because she does a damn good job. I say that she does a really good job. um, uh, and the interview itself is pretty funny. The links are in the back. And the last but not least, um, the interview that I decided to do for mixing engineer is one on the renowned, or maybe you might not know him, but you know his sound, Leslie Brathwaite. He, I have been researching him since I found out about him in my couple early months of being a student at Full Sail, and he is my newfound role model. I borderline kind of stalk him, but anyways, that's neither here nor there. I chose this interview specifically because it was provided by the amazing Full Sail University YouTube team. Woo woo. But yeah, no, I loved his interviews. I enjoy all his interviews, and I liked this one specifically because if you see the second intern from the left, sorry, the second student from the left actually ends up being one of his interns later in life, or previously. I don't remember the connection or the time frame between this video and a video that I saw with him introducing them as one of their as one of his interns. But anyways, um that, and I wanted to shout out Full Sail for putting this interview up so I can use it for my project. um but yeah, I liked that interview specifically because he gave a little bit insight of his hardships and a little bit more detail about the beginning of his career, and he gave really great advice that I will hold dear and that I will apply to my own life now. Um, but yeah, thank you for hearing me out. Thank you for listening me blab about my dreams, and I apologize that I did twice as much work as someone else. Probably, I don't know. I don't want to put that out there. I just know that I did extra and I didn't have to do extra. But the one thing that I want to leave with you, whoever is watching, I'm 25 years old. I'm 25 years old, and it wasn't until this very year that I decided to chase my dreams, and that's why I'm at Full Sail. It wasn't until earlier this year that I thought I had to be practical with my life, that I had to do something that my parents approved of, that my parents would be proud of, that would give me a notoriable reputation. None of that stuff matters. What matters is your own happiness. I was not happy doing all the other jobs that I had. I was not happy with the career path and the certificates or degrees or whatever that I had. I was not happy. Since living for myself, since chasing my dreams, I have not regretted a day since. Do not wait to start your dreams. Do not wait for something practical. Do not wait until you're financially ready. Don't wait. Start now. Even if it's the little things like researching the people that you idolize, the things that you love. It's the little things that matter. So start now. All right. Well, now that I got all the sentimental things out the way, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you for seeing this through the end. I want, if you have, drop a like, drop a comment, hit the subscribe button. Tell me about your dreams. I want to know, are you chasing your dreams? Did you chase your dreams? Are you chasing your dreams right now? Are you missing out? Are you not? Why are you not? What's holding you back? Let me know. Go ahead. I ain't got nothing else better to do other than homework and taking care of my kids anyway. So, anyways, I hope you guys had a wonderful time. Thank you for hearing me out. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. I have not gone to sleep. I'm going to turn this in, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.